The Northern Command yesterday was killed. Omer Sarabanjo, may her memory be a blessing, and a few other soldiers were wounded. Our hearts are with the families at their difficult time. In response to the firing towards Kiryat Shmona and Safad, where civilians were injured as well, we struck across Lebanon military infrastructure of Radwan forces. We will respond with force to the attacking of civilians and soldiers. We eliminated the senior commander of the Radwan force and his deputy and others. He was one of the key components of Hezbollah who stood behind planning terror operations, and together with Osama Tawil, he executed the attack at the Megiddo Junction in March 2023, where set up forcefully both for defense and offense in the north, willing and ready to hurt the Hezbollah terror threats. We're ready to change the security reality until we enable the return of residents to the north. In Gaza, we continue to concentrate our efforts in Khan Yunis. We reach every spot that is being used by Hamas, or we can think we could believe that has information about the hostages. Today, we reached the Nasser hospital for this task. This is a top priority mission. We do not enter hospitals without a reason, but as we proved time after time since the start of the war, since the use of the hospitals as terror bases is one of the operations of Hamas. Shifa Rantisi, the Turkish hospital, and others, we exposed how they're being used by Hamas for terror. In Nasser are 140 patients and thousands of uninvolved. For this reason, Hamas terrorists and Islamic Jihad, who some of them took part in the October 7th massacre, decided to hide there. Following investigations of Hamas operatives and testimonies of hostages, we can determine that hostages were held in the past in the territory of the hospital. In addition, we were informed that bodies of hostages were held there. IDF forces are operating around the hospital against Hamas infrastructure and searching for hostages. No evidence has been located yet. We still scan and will update on any findings. So far, we've arrested around the hospital dozens of terrorists involved in terrorism that were taken for interrogations. We also found weapons, including grenades and mortars, that were located in the area of the hospital, from which mortars were fired towards our forces about a month ago. Exactly 1 month ago, a radar of the IDF has identified that location exactly from the Nasser hospital. Among the terrorists that were arrested, we also located those who took part in the October 7th massacre. Here are a number of example, Moeed Adel Mohammed Abu Nasera, an ambulance driver who took part in the October 7th massacre and admitted in interrogation that he took a hostage into Gaza. Ismail Ahmed Ali Oda, who confessed to take part in the October 7th massacre. Abu Khalid Shkhade Abu Rida, an activist of the another terror group that was has used that. These operations from the hospital are against international law. We transfer those infos to our partners around the world. Some of them are reaching the Munich summit, and we will reveal the other findings we will locate in the area. We call on residents to leave the hospital. We've opened a humanitarian corridor from which you can leave to a safe zone. Also for ambulances that wish to evacuate with ambulances or from one building to another. We are holding this communication with the management of the hospital. We did everywhere we operated. We have done so professionally. We operate with precision and according to international law. We do not have the wishing of hurting the hospital. We assist it with what it is needing. The only organization or the only people that have an interest of hurting the hospital are Hamas terrorists. We will close the account with every terrorist as we close the circle on Ahmad Gulu, who took part in the massacre in the southern communities and was one of the people who took Corporal Noah Marciano, may her memory be a blessing. Do you have information about hostages or live hostages in other hospitals? And as for the north, are you setting up for a situation of perhaps if should a critical infrastructure should be hurt, are we expecting power outages? I'll start with the second question. The drill that we play today, together with the Home Front Command, together with the Defense Minister, is a drill that we planned weeks ago. It resembles emergency situations. This is what it is. We need to take that into account, and it's good that we're setting for an emergency situations. It is true for it is good for the public to be set for this. Also, mainly for the heads of the municipalities. As for the hostages and information about their being in hospitals, any information that we have or that we will find, we will expose that at the right time that serves us, and will not do that through the media. Otherwise, it may hurt our operational activity.